Thank you for tuning in to the Loveland Report and Lone Ranger Show. I am Cleve Loveland, Central Florida's best real estate planner, alongside Bruce Woodburn, the Lone Ranger. We've been talking about holiday sales. They're still going. We're talking about how 2025 is going to be a great year. The Trumpster is going to fix everything, including those interest rates.
I hope so.
We're talking about tax tips. We're going to dig into what to do when mom and dad need to sell their home. Should they sell it? Should they rent it? And then, Bruce, you wanted me to talk to you about, like, right now, we got rates in the sixes. Everybody's got a trigger point. They got a point where they should pull the trigger on refinancing. What is that? And what are you doing for them?
Since March of 2022, we saw interest rates spike. Prior to 2022, your interest rate's probably pretty doggone good. So anybody that bought between March of 2022 and now is looking to refinance at some point. Everybody will. So I look at that and I see how many people call me every day. Like, I bet you I get 5 calls a day, if not more, from clients, current clients, past clients. Is it time to refi? So here's what I'm telling people. Don't refinance right now. If you are looking to reduce your rate or to eliminate PMI, okay, which would mean also reduce payment. Don't do it. What I'm going to suggest you do is you call and get on my VIP watch list. So what I've done is I've created a watch list for my clients to say, this is what rate you're at now. You've completed a new application, or I've copied an application over. We're ready to go. We know what the rate needs to be in order for you to benefit from a refinance. Then when it hits that rate, we can lock it and go. And then the client can pay for the appraisal and order the appraisal. By the way, you don't pay any lender fees with me when you refinance.
Now when I refinance, so let's say I had an 8% rate, and the rates, we dip, bond market straightens out next month or two, and we get down to 5.75, and it's worthwhile. Do I still have compression on that new loan?
There's compression just means that the market knows that rates are going to drop, so they're building in money for them to be able to compensate for you refinancing.
But if I'm doing a refi, I shouldn't
if rates do drop to the mid 5s,
you think that'll go away?
I think the compression will go away. Okay. I do, but that remains to be seen, because we've had compression now for probably 8 or 9 years.
But you figure out, hey, this is your break-even point on the refi.
My point is, if you want to reduce your rate and your payment, then get on my wait list. I'm the only lender that tells people don't refinance right now. My competition thinks I'm an idiot for this. Okay. They're like, you're just driving business away from you. No, I'm driving trust towards me. Now, it's different, Cleve. If you are drowning in debt, if you are overloaded in consumer debt, if you have overspent, but you're sitting on a pile of equity, what I don't want you to do is, whatever you do, don't be late on any payments, whatever you do. Because if you do, then I might not be able to bail you out. But if you're overloaded in debt, we can consolidate that debt so that you've got a better payment, and we reduce. I took a client recently. I've told you about this, Cleve. They had a 3.5% fixed rate. They were paying $1,500 a month for their mortgage payment. They had almost $1,200 a month in car payments. They had $1,500 a month in credit card debt, but they needed 25 grand to be able to do some home improvements. Together with all that was $5 grand a month they were paying. I refinanced everything, threw the cars into it, threw the credit cards into it, gave them the money to do the rehab on the house. The payment went to $2,500. So it went up $1,000, right? I saved them $2,500 per month in payments. Now, the wife came to me and she says, I love the $2,500, but I hate paying my cars over 30 years. I said, Julie, don't pay them in 30 years. I'm saving you $2,500 a month.
Send that to the mortgage.
To only $2,000. So you're still saving $500 a month. $500 a month is a lot. And now you have no car payment, no credit card debt, and your home's paid off in 8.3 years. That's how you retire. And that's proper guidance. That's what we want to do. We want to be an advisor to you, so we can help you save money and go into retirement with a free and clear property, if not 5 free and clear properties. Speaking of, we have our leapfrog program
January 22nd.
On January 22nd. If you want to learn how to properly purchase real estate, buy real estate, invest in real estate, become a real estate investor, and retire with generational wealth, then you'll want to go to webringyouhome.com, register. It's in my events page, 6:30, January 22nd, live in person, Cleve and I at the Ale House in Winter Park, Maitland, right there at Lee Road. So you'll want to register for that. We only have 30 seats available and it fills right up. So you'll want to get into it. It's $25 per person, $30 per couple, but register right away. We will have food and drinks.
Talk about timing there. And I just had somebody, same kind of thing. I get a lot of business from estate attorneys, Bruce. I just took a listing. Unfortunately, they had a family member pass away. The heirs, it was actually a couple cousins. There was no existing family left. This aunt left them a home, and they got the house. It was listed for a couple of months, and it didn't sell. They were way too high, needed a bunch of work done on the property, which I helped them get. We set up. I got my 50-point staging checklist. But when I asked them if the probate had been done, they're like, "What do you mean?"
Oh boy.
I'm like, "Well, check with the attorneys. They were." The probate periods hadn't passed and all the things weren't done to have them sell the home, but the other realtor didn't even check.
They didn't even have the
right. They
right
didn't ask
what
was right. That realtor just, oh my God, I got a listing. And they were excited about that, but then they never heard from them after like the first month they were on.
Isn't it amazing, the stories? Hey, if you have stories that you want to share with Cleve and I that might be interesting, feel free to give us a call. I have one right now. I've got a realtor, and he's a newer realtor. He doesn't have a great deal of experience, but he has definitely been a great advocate for his client. But his client, which is my client, I'm doing the mortgage, buying a home, the title comes up and the seller has not paid HOA fees for 4 years. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And there's fines on them. They didn't have a lien yet, but there's fines.
Yep.
And the listing agent that represents the seller calls my realtor, the one that's representing my client, and says, you have to figure out how to get around this. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. I said, she needs to talk to her broker. And he says, she is the broker. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
So wait a minute. This is a seller's issue. This is not my buyer's problem. My buyer does not have to clear title. The seller clears title.
Yeah. No, those are past due. Those are past due bills.
But I couldn't believe it. I said, you need to talk to your broker about that one and let him know, because first of all, she threatens him. She says, if your buyer doesn't close on this, I'm just going to turn around and sell it to somebody else. He says, we're under contract. You have to show me clear title.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'll just sell it to somebody else. I said, here's the thing. If she did that, you could sue her for your commission.
Oh yeah.
The buyer's going to sue them for specific performance.
That's an extreme example.
I'm going to sue them for making me work on a loan and they backed out of it. So they're going to get sued from everybody.
Yeah. No, and that's unfortunate. I had one a couple of weeks ago that they basically filled out, our real estate contracts are 12 pages done by the Florida Bar and the Florida Association of Realtors. And it's kind of, they're evenly balanced, but you got to know what you're filling out.
Yes.
And you got to know what boxes to check. And I had one sent me over a contract, didn't know what box they were checking, and it cost their buyer about $1,500. And we had negotiated the contract.
But they didn't check that the seller was paying for title insurance.
They checked that their buyer was, and I said, okay, you're a mistake. And I said, we're going to sign this contract the way it is. Oh my God, Bruce, you would have thought somebody.
How much was the house?
It was about $1,500, $200,000. But it was their contract. They signed a legally binding contract. My job is to help my seller. So we took advantage of it. And the realtor called going, oh my God, we can't, my buyers don't want to pay that. I'm like, well, maybe you should, because you made the mistake.
Yeah.
So you got to know your numbers, and you got to know who you're dealing with. Bruce, I call around. I had somebody call me from the show. I was really honored. They called me and asked me to help them sell a house in the Florida Keys. And I'm like, I need to open up a branch office,
Yeah, we need an office in the Keys.
I called 3 realtors in the Keys to interview them. And I have a directory of the top performers in any part of the world.
And it is the highest price part of this location in the entire state of Florida.
Yeah. Yep. And
they're higher than West Palm Beach.
This is a big listing. I called 3 people. One never called me back. They're still in the business. One called me, gave me, and then I asked for a written marketing plan, because I'm helping this gentleman kind of watch what to watch out for. And one didn't have a written marketing plan. And then the other one dynamite. Sent me the written marketing plan, kind of similar to what I do. Has an easy exit listing. Going to be in contact with them every week or so on what's happening, what kind of marketing is going on, what's going on with the market on the house. Be their eyes and ears, because the seller's here in Central Florida. This is an estate in the Keys. So it amazes me that even the people who've been in the business for a while can bump along and maybe not.
I think that in yours and my industry, I would bet you that there's less than 10% of the people in our industry
doing 90% of the business
that really know what they're doing. Yeah. But I want to bring something to our listeners' attention that I think is really important that Cleve just said. You heard him say that he's got a client in the Keys, but he referred that business, but he did the due diligence for his client to determine who would be the best choice for them. This is something that the consumer would struggle with, because you could look up their volume. You can see how close they sell to ask price, but you asked them for specific things, and it took you 3 people to get one that actually did what they were supposed to do. And here you're able to help a client here in the Keys, and you're not even in the Keys, and you did that for them.
I know. This is why I should be getting paid to be on the radio show.
Well,
you got 3. Are we being paid yet?
No.
You being paid? I got to get a hold of your agent. We both need better agents, I think. Anyway,
so
to reach me, 407-352-8118 or cleveloveland.com. Bruce, what's the numbers they reach?
Yeah, call the loan arranger right now at 407-250-9144. That's 407-250-9144. Or go to webringyouhome.com. That's webringyouhome.com. You can check out our events page. You can apply for your purchase, your refinance, your home equity line of credit right there on my website. There's all kind of resources you could check out and see if your home qualifies for USDA or VA. I've got condo lists in there of approved condos. There's all kinds of things that you can do on my website, and we are honored when you come on there and join us. By the way, this is a great time for all of you. It's the holiday season. It's a great time to look at, what does your financial situation look like? What are your goals for 2025? Is home ownership in your future? And Cleve and I are here to meet with you and go over a real good plan that can help you and your family members. If you know somebody that's renting right now, somebody that maybe had a baby that needs to move up, somebody that got a job promotion, somebody that's outlived their home, somebody that wants to invest in real estate, would you be kind enough to think about Cleve and I for your friends? Because I can promise you, you won't find a group of goobers that will take better care of your family. I promise you, we would never take advantage of a client. We will always do the best for you. We treat them like family, better than family. We don't even treat our family that good. We treat our clients better, right? So call Cleve, call me. Cleve, again, can be reached at 407-352-8118 or Bruce Woodburn, the Loan Arranger, at 407-250-9144. We only got 2 minutes left here. What do we got?
I've got mom and dad. Is it time for them? Should they sell or should they rent? Let's say one parent has passed on and one's by themselves or bouncing around inside of a 3,000 square foot home. I've had some situations, or one decides they want to get into assisted living. The house is just too much to take care of. I've had some people and it's really a question of what's going to happen with that money. What are the risks? How much money they have total? How much money they need to support the assisted living facility? And I've had some people be, and people go into assisted living facility, I think about half the time, Bruce, it's a fall or a surgery, and all of a sudden they got to go to rehab and they need somebody to help them. They end up being forced into assisted living almost, or it's kind of a choice made for them.
So everybody's different. You're going to help them devise a plan.
And so, because renting, there's some risk involved with that. And then you got, is it the only net worth they have, or should you just get this money? Are they going to be on Medicaid? Do they have a net worth? They have a financial planner? All these things I help people get the answers to. And 3/4 of the time, it probably is best to sell the home. 1/4% of the time we'll manage the property, maybe for a year or two with a goal on that. So, but anything you need on that, give me a call at 407-352-8118 for any of your real estate news or questions you want to know about. Give me a call there or go to cleveloveland.com.
Yep. Or the Loan Arranger, 407-250-9144 or webringyouhome.com. That's 407-250-9144 or webringyouhome.com. God bless you. Thank you for joining Cleve and I today. We really appreciate all the loyalty and friendship that you have given us over the years. And we wish all of you a very joyous holiday season. We'll be back, and join me tomorrow at 11 o'clock, same place. Thank you.